Welcome to Game of Roses, this PaceCase.
This is a Bachelor Clues, now Love Island Clues. We are going to be breaking down all the biggest news stories, the biggest things that happened on social media this week, talking about the state of the game, and screaming from the pit. This is, of course, This Week in Bachelor Nation, which is also This Week in Love Island Nation. What's the
Love Island Nation?
What is Love Island Nation
They often call it the public vote.
USA, America.
I feel like it's just the nation, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
One.
All of reality fandom is the nation. This Week in the Nation.
To me.
Twitten. Twin. This Week in Nation.
Twin. This Week in Nation.
Okay. Whatever you want to call it,
you
we're
can
here.
tell that we've been watching Love Island 24 hours a day.
For real. I'm
Yes,
loopy
you can.
with this shit. But before we begin this program, we must bring up a few items of business. One, if you're a fan of Love Island and you're not on our Patreon, you're missing a tidal wave of good stuff. PaceCase and I are watching every episode the night it airs. You can watch along with us at patreon.com/Game of Roses in our Casa Garr. Again,
Watch along, laugh along. In my case, cry along with me.
Jesus, you were really doing some tear play in this last episode.
This
It was
last
significant.
episode took things from me. I'm
It
not happy.
gave things to me, namely rage. By the time you're listening to this episode, by the way, we're recording this on Thursday afternoon. There will already be a new episode of Casa Garr up on our Patreon where we're going to watch Thursday night's episode, which is going to be the conclusion of whatever this fucking thing is with Nick and Alondria getting in the black Mercedes Jeep and driving into the night.
I hope it saves the season because I got several I'm done with the show texts during that elimination.
Here's the thing with Love Island. Well, let's just get to this. Game of Roses. State of the game. We are in an experimental era of Love Island. All reality shows go through this era before the formula is finally fully cooked. And you can see it happening right now before your very eyes in Love Island with this thing that just happened with Nick and Alondria. The Casa Garr mechanic is pretty clean. You don't really need to do anything to it, but they are completely fucking with it now.
Yeah.
And this cryptic message from Dark Lord Madix, everybody's going to be coming back to the villa. We don't know what that means.
Who's everybody?
Exactly. Am I going to be there?
Is Jeremiah and Hannah? Is Clues going to be there?
Yeah. Do I get to emerge from a toilet?
It's anyone who wants to come. It's just thousands of people.
Exactly. All that said, I do think it is the experimental era. That's the state of the game. And we have to hearken back to, Bachelor. I will always compare every dating show to Bachelor. It was the modern dating show anyway that kind of founded all of this shit.
Mm-hmm. Our founding fathers.
The true founding fathers are probably Newlywed Game back in the late 60s.
Nah, it's Bachelor.
Oh, okay. At any rate, on Bachelor, you're looking at Bachelor season 4 through 12. That was the experimental era. 8 seasons of experimentation with that format to finally get group date roses and first impression roses and one-on-one date roses. All the different varieties of limo exits that came later in season 16, but the 2-hour format instead of a 1-hour episode, the 13 episode seasons instead of 8 to 10.
Villa de la Vina.
Villa de la Vina finding their final location where they were going to shoot everything. There are a lot of pieces of that game that I think people take for granted as having been there from the beginning, and they weren't. Like the first impression rose wasn't until season 5. So I think Love Island is in that era now. They are trying things with the kind of big, like mainstay game mechanics. They're doing little tweaks here and there. Oh, what if we make them all recouple? No, what if we kick off the 2 star players the entire season and then drive them back in the...
Wouldn't that be silly?
Yeah. So I do want to, in the immortal words of Dark Lord Harrison, give them some grace. They are the producers, I mean, experimenting here. And I'm not saying it's good experimentation. And the real problem that Love Island has where Bachelor didn't have this problem is the airing schedule. You are asking so much of an audience to watch this show every goddamn night of the week. If you do something this big, this bad, that pisses everybody off, that's an easy thing to just be like, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah. I have given enough and you're doing this to me. Fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah.
That said, despite the outrage, I don't think the audience is going anywhere. It's the most watched show on TV. It has the highest social media engagement of anything.
It's not going anywhere, but I do think they need to figure out what exactly people love about certain game mechanics like Casa Amor. We didn't get what has become a staple of Casa Amor, which is having that first game where the two houses are competing against each other. You're breaking all the touch barriers, having everyone make out with everyone. I mean, we kind of have it with the blindfold kissing doesn't do anything because no one knows who anyone is.
Yes.
You kind of have it with each girl getting to do like a challengers thing of make out with two guys, but nothing of really getting to know each other. And we spent so long on this horrible recoupling.
Yes.
And I was sobbing.
But this is part of that experimental nature of it. They are trying things with now, but I will say this for my money, and I agree with you. They need to have that challenge, and maybe we'll get it tonight, where both camps, they know what they're doing. They're being asked to make out with this guy and this guy and this guy. So they know their guy is being asked the exact same thing in either the villa or Casa. They need that for sure. Hopefully we get it tonight. But the basic mechanic of what Casa Amor is, in my opinion, and for all mechanics, by the way, should be exactly the same every season. This notion that you need to, as producers, do something that like shakes it up and they don't see it coming it's wrong. This is a sport. We want to see the mechanics, the season play out, at least mechanically, exactly the same every year. What we are watching it for is how the new crop of players plays those mechanics. It's like baseball. It's like football. You don't have like in the middle of the first round of baseball playoffs, like, we're just going to start out one team with 10 runs. Let's see how it goes. They're not fucking around with it. The game is the game. Show me the game. You have the game. You have created a great game here that we all love watching. What we want to see is the superstar players. How do they play the game this year? That's where the different things come in. You don't fuck with the mechanics.
I mean, you have this in Big Brother a lot, which is like expect the unexpected, and they do new twists every season. And I feel like this season has had an element of that. Like, no one get comfortable because you never know what's around the corner. But I totally agree that they shouldn't be messing with this. There are some problems in Casa Amor that I think this is partially an attempt to fix, which is that often the guys all explore and bring back people, and then the girls just stay and cry the whole time. That is kind of like a time-honored tradition. Time-honored tradition that has happened over and over again, and they've done different things to experiment with it. They've done send them a literary magazine that has pictures of their partner kissing someone else. They've done they've texted them videos where it's like, oh, your partner is making out with someone outside of a challenge. I really think that that's actually the best solution. A movie night, a mini movie night type thing where Alondria sees Taylor saying, yeah, take my last name. And she actually explores.
What you could do, like, and you could make this uniform. You could just make it a choice in Casa Amor. So it's like when that challenge happens, the two camps have to like make out with everybody else, whatever. You could do one where it's like, here's the deal. You can choose to make out with this new person or not. If you don't, fine. If you do, you get to see video of what your guy is doing in the other place. So it forces you into doing something bad to see if they're doing something bad. Then if they do something bad,
too hot to handle.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of these group dating formats now, obviously. And if these producers are smart, they would be taking the best pieces of each one of them and kind of inserting it in. And we saw that's what BIP tried to do in its 9th season, where they did their split week.
Split week at the Estates. And that got exactly what I'm talking about. The girls all cried the whole time.
Yeah. Well, but nobody wanted to participate. It was so clearly like a horrible producer manipulation. Here in Love Island, it's like much more widely accepted that this is almost like a celebrated element in the game. It's like a line of demarcation when basically the second half of the season is starting. And so we're all excited. We get to go. There's new bombshells. There's an acknowledgement in Love Island implicitly by the players, the producers, by everyone, that this is a game you are watching. And so even when they're saying like, well, that was in a challenge, it didn't count. There's an understanding even in the player base.
Unwritten rules.
That like you can do some things that are seemingly for the wrong reasons, as long as they're in the like game component of this show. And I don't think BIP has that. So when they tried to do the split week at Estates, it was just like all the players were just kind of like, what are you doing? Are we supposed to be forming relationships or not? This is fucking stupid.
And I think that points to another big problem with this twist that they did. I partially think it's to do with the fact that they didn't have any strong couples. Casa is supposed to be the ultimate test of couples. But then you're going against the whole premise of the show in voting off the people who haven't been able to lie to a Casa person enough because they seem too hard to pull off their couple, Nick and Alandria.
Yeah.
So no one's going to couple up with them, and then they're going to get voted off being the two strongest couples. All
dating reality television shows, maybe with the exception of Love on the Spectrum, but even that one, no, because they shot that before they got famous. I would say like a season 3 of Love on the Spectrum will suffer from this. Everyone going on all of these shows is going on them to get famous, period. Yeah. The idea that this show is created for, or that anyone going on it is there for finding love, is a lie. You are watching people lying to you at every turn that any of that is sincere. Can people find love in this situation? Absolutely. People can find love in any kind of situation. What's that song? Found love in a hopeless place.
You found love in a hopeless place.
Da 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 da. I don't know the lyrics, but I'm just saying, like, obviously people can meet in any given scenario, and that can lead to a lasting, loving relationship. No one is going on that show for that specific reason. I mean, you're a good example. We should be doing Hinge SpawnCon.
We should.
Everybody's going on there to play this game, and part of the game is maintaining that lie that this is just about falling in love. So if you are a producer of the show, your primary job is to uphold that lie. What they did with Nick and Alandria contradicts it. It tells the truth a little too much. It's like, this isn't about helping people find love. It's about fucking people over. We want to see people
it's about people kicking off their competition to win.
Exactly. And so what I like about Love Island is that it's not as heavy-handed with the lie. It will let slip through the cracks. Like, no, it's kind of a game, and people are here to kind of get famous. And
they kind of care about their social media followings, and they're not talking about big topics like politics mostly. And I agree. I think that's one of the things that appeals to me most about it, is that Bachelor is so heavy-handed in maintaining the lie. They're like, none of these people are influencers. And I see this in the comments for Love Island. They're like, they're ruining Love Island, like casting influencers. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Who are you watching this season? Ace and Hada? They're
exactly.
The ones who were already influencers.
And even if they didn't cast influencers, look at Jalen. He is now.
Exactly. All of them want to be influencers and will be.
Of course.
Like, I do think that element just needs to be accepted more, like,
and celebrated. It is. I think people don't quite understand how much of a like literal hard job it is to be an influencer, to make money off that shit.
I think that's a big part of it.
most people are,
it's
I
still
think,
looked at as like not work.
Famous for nothing. You just get to go on a reality show and then have 1 million Instagram followers. But it's like, I would encourage anybody out there who has that attitude to wake up every day and make 2 Instagram reels every day. I would encourage you to try to do that. It's not easy. You'll get burnt out very quickly.
Try to make one ad. I spent like all day trying to record one ad.
Yeah, I'm starting to do it now on Necessary Conversation, making ads. And it's like, you know, when you're making reels and it has to include the product and all the shit, it's like, it's not easy. And if you have 1 million followers, like the rates you're getting to do that probably make the difficulty worth it. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, a part of this idea of where the state of Love Island is right now, this experimental era, is like, it's trying to find its identity in terms of, do we lean all the way into the lie that this is just an experiment to help people find love? Or do we, how much percentage wise do we let the truth of it kind of crack through? And the fact that they give a money prize at the end of this show, I think is helpful in pushing it in the right direction to be like, this is actually a game. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I love the comments that are like, bring back season 6. They weren't even thinking it was a competition. Cordell forgot about the money prize. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He forgot about the money prize. Do you think that's actually true?
Yeah.
No way.
He wasn't thinking about money at all when he said he wanted to be an influencer and get a Cheez-Its SpawnCon deal. He was just like, I just like Cheez-Its. He did it for free.
Yeah, just like Cheez-Its.
They just gave him a bag of Cheez-Its. Now he's their ambassador.
Come on. I mean, it's like, we've talked about this, but just the audience being like newer and being like, yeah, people are looking for love on this show. They're like 21 years old. Like and some people do get married and there have been children. But this is not what we're watching.
No, of course. To me, it's probably the same like rate of success statistically as hot people on Instagram DMing each other. You know, it's like they just are bringing those people into this weird manufactured environment to play this strange game that we all love. But I do think it's important to remember, I've seen so much kind of hatred against the show for what they did at the end of that last episode. Yeah. Again, by the time you're hearing this, we will have watched yet another episode to find out the conclusion of this. But a lot of people really hated it. And I would just try to keep in mind, if you are one of those people, I am one of those people, that this is the experimental era. This show is not, I think, by any means cooked yet. Like the full final version is not here. We are watching them make it in real time. This choice they made will never be made again. They know they fucked up. And that's part of the experimental era, is doing things that don't quite work, that piss off the audience. And then, we can't do that again. And I think they'll get it down to like a razor's edge within the next 3 to 4 seasons.
I do think that there are, certain challenges that work better than others and can become staples of the game, just like Casa has become, which wasn't there in the earlier seasons and isn't even there in Love Island Australia. They don't have Casa. They just introduced something called Hotel Amor, which is like kind of a smaller version, where Australia sends certain people to stay the night together. But I like that there are swings being taken. I'm very happy that we saw Alandria in the love wagon picking up Nick, because I was devastated after Jeremiah. And I'm still maybe Delulu is the Salulu, thinking that maybe he'll be in a Too Hot to Handle style, like little cabin where they all watch everyone who's still in the game until they come back. Yeah. And I know that a lot of people were shipping Alandria and Nick on the internet, and this might be some sort of strategy to try to get them together. I just think Alandria is like, if she doesn't wind up with Taylor per her own kind of play style, she's not winding up with anybody. No. She's not. She's halfway through the season. They've barely even kissed. It's like,
she's going to do that again with somebody else? Absolutely not. She's kind of locked herself into that.
I think it's like that has to end very clearly in her face for her to even open her eyes to anyone else. But we shall see.
But I even think that per her play style, that would be like too devastating, and she would probably just leave the show. I think. But I don't know. Yeah, I will say, though, I liked, they gave her and him both a little acting there at the end. So that's another thing. Like, if you think this show is all 100% real, go back and look at that final scene where she pulls up in the love Mercedes-Benz and goes, "Come on, Nick, get in." And he's like, "Okay." That's an acted scene with a script and a director. They probably did multiple takes. They are acting literally in that scene.
I mean, we saw them do a literal ad for Megan Thee Stallion swimsuits. Oh, I really like this one. This one shows off my skin color.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, that's what we're watching. Influencer Olympics. I love it. I will never stop watching this show. I think it's the perfect format. And I do think it does have probably, I don't know this to be true, but probably a statistically higher rate of couples staying together than Bachelor in Paradise. Just simply due to the fact that they spend so much more time together. Like,
yeah,
they're together 24 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah, for a month and a half or a little more,
and
right?
what is Paradise,
2 months
3 weeks?
Well, it used to be 2. Paradise used to be 2 weeks. And much of that time, you would be sequestered. The producers would literally say, like, go over there. Don't fucking talk to that person. You get very little time to actually talk to people, which is what gave rise to the Brendan Marias Piper James conversation, because they couldn't talk about that other than when they were like, "Oh, the cameras aren't on us. All right. How are we going to get our fucking Instagram numbers out? You're out of here. Send in grocery store Joe to kick them off that beach." That concludes State of the Game. Thank you for joining us. Now let's move on to that portion of our program in which we discuss all those tids that are fit to print. This is
Bachelor Nation News.
First up in Bachelor Nation News, we head to the NRU for the official cast release of the upcoming Perfect Match Season 3. We knew it was going to be third wave, but we didn't know exactly how third wave the show would be. Well, now we know.
Yay.
Here's the full cast list. Scott Vander Sluss, Love Island. Do you know this guy?
Yes. I want to say he was on UK and US.
Okay.
But I'll have to fact check that.
All right. Sandy Gallagher, The Ultimatum, Marry or Move On. I don't know her. Do you know her?
Was that the most recent straight season?
I think it was. I didn't either. Ray Gant, Love Island USA. Nothing?
I mean, I need these pictures. Perfect.
Sorry. If that link at the bottom of this has all their pictures.
Season.
At the bottom of this little thing, if you just click that link. We've got Rachel Recchia. Now, of course, we know her.
Heard of her.
So this was shot about a year ago. So, take that for what it is. But Rachel Recchia being in this cast, and there's another Bachelor player in this cast we're going to get to a little bit later. It's essentially the NRU absorbing the remnants of The Bachelor. It's kind of in my opinion, we talked about this a lot, that there was going to be some third wave group dating show that would start having Bachelor players and Love Island and Too Hot to Handle. This is now that show. And this show is, like, more than any of the other group dating formats, I think, completely fake. Even though we will get to a couple in here who actually did meet and now are engaged with a child on the way. This is largely acted, this whole show. At any rate, we move on. Congrats to Rachel Recchia, by the way. She got super fucked over, I think, by Bachelor Nation. And I'm glad to see 100%. Her getting some more screen time.
They didn't treat her well on Sand. I hope they treat her better on Match.
On, what do they have? Like AstroTurf, grass, turf. We've got Corey Tyler, QT from the Circle Battle Camp. That's a Gore girl.
Good for her.
Ollie Sutherland from Love is Blind UK. He'll be very important in a moment. Olivia Ray, Temptation Island. Madison Ariciello from Love is Blind. Lucy Syed, Too Hot to Handle. I remember her. Louis Russell, Too Hot to Handle and Battle Camp. I remember him.
Star. He's a star.
Absolutely. He's a big NRU. He'll be a fixture in the NRU for a long time, I think. Justine Joy, Love Island USA. Juliette Porter, Siesta Key. They're pulling from Siesta Key now. This is true third wave.
I love this.
I know. That's going to be wild.
God. You and I are the only ones I know who have watched Siesta Key.
I watched it because I got turned on to it by somebody I was doing a project with a long time ago. God damn. Show's so old. We were just like talking about reality TV and she brought this up. Have you seen Siesta Key on MTV? I was like, what? What the hell is that? And I went home and watched it and was like, what the fuck am I watching? It was insane.
Very odd show, and was created by the rich, uncharismatic guy at the center of it.
And paid for his dad. Paid for by his dad, his rich dad.
But Juliette's a star, so I'm happy to see her back in the mix.
Me too. J.R. Warren, Ultimatum, Marry Move On. Jalen Brown, Too Hot to Handle. Hannah Burns, The Mole. Freddie Powell from Love is Blind UK. He was the mortician that works out twice a day. Danielle Perfetto, Dated and Related. They got to get a Dated and Related there. Cody Wright, Temptation Island. And Clayton Eckerd, Ultimate Viking.
Go.
Bachelor Season 26. So he also is a person who has been completely maligned, treated like shit by The Bachelor. And now here he's going to potentially have some redemption. I love that they picked these two people from Bachelor who are like people who've been victimized by that franchise. And they're like, here, come flourish.
And in the same season, ship.
Well, we'll see. I
don't think that's possible, but they had strong chemistry play together on his season.
We got Carrington Rodriguez, Love Island USA, Alex Zamora, Temptation Island, Amber Desiree, aka AD, Love is Blind. Now, Ollie and AD, this is public knowledge all over the internet. They are now together, engaged. She is pregnant. So we know that already. We are going to be watching this season of Perfect Match to watch that love story unfold.
Wowie.
Yes. So it did work.
First PM baby.
First PM baby. First official NRU podcast baby. Is that true? I think that's true.
They were both really good characters in their respective shows too.
I agree.
So that baby's going to have star power.
Perfect Match Season 3 is going to be delivered to us in 3 chunks. August 1st, episodes 1 through 6. August 8th, episodes 7 through 9. August 15th is the finale, episode 10. We'll be covering it in Casa Garr.
Disagree with this release schedule.
Yeah, it's
do week to week. Look at how Love Island is taking off being appointment television. Why are you just dumping it like this?
I think there is something. Netflix did this way back in the day. I remember when I think they did it with House of Cards, their first show. It was just like, here's 5 episodes or something. Maybe it took longer. I don't remember what the first show they did it with, but people would binge it. And then, oh my God, they were talking about binge. I think binge viewing for contemporary shows that are being aired like now is wrong. I agree with you. I think you should be getting 1 episode a week or potentially 1 a day, as Love Island does. But
sure, 1 a day is fine.
Here's 6 episodes on Friday.
You want people talking around the water cooler or just online.
Yeah.
Like, extend the conversation a little bit. It's totally odd to me.
I agree.
You're only going to have it over a 2-week period. Well, I'm still excited because this is what you and I have been hoping for, is just the amalgamation of all the best players from all the best shows, all on these peak dating shows together. I'm hoping they start doing it with Love Island as well, like sometimes they'll bring in, vets on a second tour or someone from one of their other countries.
Wasn't Aaron on Traders?
Yes.
So they've dabbled. They did some dabbling.
I don't think they like highlighted that at all, but yes. But I'm just like, I want to see the best of the best competing in these games. I love it.
I agree.
Next up in Bachelor Nation news, another baby. Congrats to Slunk. The greatest Night 1 player of all time, Hannah Ann Sluss, is pregnant. The coiner of Slussian Protocol and her NFL husband, Jake Funk, are ready to welcome their first progeny in November.
Sluss sold her with child story to People magazine, to whom she explained that Slunk found out about the incoming dependent while on a trip to Dubai. Sluss said, quote, "It was such an unexpected and joyful surprise, a moment we'll always treasure. I will be sharing Jake's reaction video soon. It was so funny."
Ooh. She told People that Slunk has started discussing possible names for the new entity. We've started talking names and love the idea of choosing one that's meaningful and tied to family in some way. Might we suggest Funk and Sluss Slunk Funk? Think it over. I mean, that's right on the table.
I hope they name their kid Funk and Sluss Slunk Funk.
They gotta grab that and announce it before anyone else takes it.
I agree. Up next,
Funk
The Bachelor.
and Sluss. Such a good name.
News. One of the greatest players in the history of the Bachelor franchise, season 11 Bachelorette Kaitlyn Bristowe, landed a swimsuit feature on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Last week, the voluntary nudity player turned 40 years old and has been celebrating online. This week, Kaitlyn just took to Instagram to reveal that she recently starred in a Sports Illustrated swimsuit feature in honor of her birthday. She posted a few of the photos from the shoot on Instagram with a caption that read, "Thank you so much at SI_swimsuit for doing a digital feature for my 40th birthday. It's one of my favorite articles and interviews I've ever done." Wow, ouch.
I know.
Take a read if you would like, and how fun to shoot this in my backyard.
Pretty cool.
She's still got it, baby.
You think Vial's
The
going
one
to
true
get
goat.
in Sports Illustrated?
No.
Too busy making money. Up next.
I think he should try.
He might. I could see him.
Enjoy little age gap couples duo in it.
God, I
That'd
can't
be
wait for that
interesting.
show. I cannot wait to see him hosting that show.
Or just release that video of them dancing at Coachella where she's like grinding on him. And he looks very out of place.
Somewhere in my archives, I made this weird video of that video where I took out the background. So it's just him like doing his weird dance in space or something. I forget what I put behind.
I want to see that.
Up next in Bachelor Nation News, the Sand Beast is now a book beast again. Season 15 Bachelorette Gore Girl and Wells Adams usurper Hannah Brown has a new book coming out called The 4 Engagement Rings of Sybil Rain. The Nashville Slider released her debut romance novel Mistakes We Never Made last year, and now her second book is described by her publisher as a, quote, "Forgetting Sarah Marshall meets anyone but you," and centers on protagonist Sybil Rain. After her failed wedding a year ago, she uses the hotel vouchers for what was supposed to be her Hawaii honeymoon to get some me time. But after seeing her then fiance Jamie there on a work trip, Sybil attempts to save face in front of the ex who broke her heart at the altar and say she's vacationing with her boyfriend. But what starts as a harmless lie soon spirals into an ex-fiance fiasco when the second of her 3 failed engagements also appears. Is this runaway bride ready to heal and find a final chance at love once and for all? That's
I love
all from the
this
publisher.
is escalating a love triangle to like a pentagon. That's fun.
Yeah. Congrats to the Sand Beast on book number 2 and on the upcoming final season of Bachelor in Paradise.
Roasted.
I mean, look, I'm reading the tea leaves. I see what's coming. I've seen the future.
I see it. All right, now we get to the portion of our program in which we discuss the top 5 parasocial plays, the plays that are made on social media, on the internet, that are engaging the fandoms. Our number 5 play of the week goes to Grocery Store Joe and his paramour from the north, Serena Pitt. They got on the Island train this week and lip synced to the Love Island USA Mamacita audio on Pitt's TikTok. The mother lover grocery played Neek and Pitt played Mommy Hudda. The caption reads, "This is not a pregnancy announcement. We just love at Love Island USA at Joe Amabile. Hashtag Mamacita." 5.4K likes, 148.2K views.
It is absorbing everything. When Bachelor players are making free promotion for a competing show,
The happy hour, Bachelor happy hour hosts.
This is not even 2 weeks now. We got a week until BIP comes out, and they're doing this. I'm telling you, you don't have to be able to read the tea leaves. You just got to look at their Instagram. Number 4 this week is the gays crowned Joey Graziadei and his butterfly queen ring winner, Kelsey Anderson. They let the TikTok algorithm choose sounds for them in a fun video on the Zeets TikTok, in which they hold up their phone with a picture of them and randomly select an audio. Anderson receives a haunting scream audio, and Ziesel gets one about not wanting to work anymore. The caption reads, quote, "Let TikTok choose the sound," laughing, crying emoji at Kelsey Anderson. They are so skilled that they can easily turn nothing into engagement. 78.4K likes, 644.4K views.
Incredible.
Jesus.
Our third top post of the week goes to Litia Garr, the Mormon second place finisher on the last Bachelor season ever, finally dropped some bespoke merch. Come on now, hats. Some of the hats even offer a messy tagline, "Gaslighter Survivor." She announced this with an 11-slide Instagram carousel with various hat pictures and one video of her and a couple civilian friends modeling. The caption reads, "Hat drop tomorrow at 10 a.m. MT. Cowboy smile emoji. Link in my bio." 21K likes for this post. And she also announced via Instagram story that these have already sold out.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got one coming.
Great.
Did you get
one with, do you get "Come on now" or "Come on now, Gaslighter Survivor"?
I opted simply for the catchphrase "Come on."
Come on now.
That's I did not feel it was appropriate for me to wear Gaslight Survivor.
Oh my god!
But I'm very excited to get this hat. I will say
you can probably resell it for a lot of money now. They sold out.
$10,000. Whatever. She sold out, so I guess you can't do any better than that. But I do think this is a little late to the game. This hat should have been ready the night of the airing of her saying that. Come on now.
It is very late.
Anyways, congrats to Litia Garr.
Good job.
Yeah, glad she sold them all. Coming in at number 2 this week in our Parasocial Plays of the Week, Dark Lord Ariana Madix and Bystander of the Season Megan the Stallion. They performed the Mamacita audio back and forth. God, I saw this one for Love Island. I've seen them all. For Love Island USA's official TikTok this week, with Ariana playing Hudda and Stallion playing Neek. They both put their all into these performances and pulled in a massive 2.1 million likes, 11.6 million views. The caption reads, "When mother meets mother, heart eyes emoji, hashtag Love Island USA, hashtag hot girl summer." 11.6 million views. Let me put this into perspective. That is 3 times the amount of people who watch any contemporary episode of Bachelor.
Yeah.
Just their TikTok.
It was so well done too. They are both incredible performers. It's hilarious. It's endearing. They're in cute outfits. I loved it. Sorry, Grocery and Pitt, but this one beat it for me.
What is happening this season with Love Island, from the show itself to the parasocial engagement to this one specific thing, the Mamacita?
Mm-hmm.
We're living through something special here. I don't want that to be misunderstood, discounted. Remember this moment. Remember Mamacita. We may never see anything like this. Yeah, we will. We'll probably see something like this every season, honestly. But this is at a level of parasocial engagement, specifically the Mamacita thing, that I don't think I've ever seen in reality TV, ever in any capacity.
This is part of why I was sobbing when he was selected to go home. I'm like, you're going to cut the guy from your number one meme of the season? Huh?
You're going to cut number one meme. You're going to also cut Jeremiah, the guy who, in my opinion, laid the foundation for that meme to exist in the first place. Had he not told Huda, I need you to tell my friend Nick that you have a kid because I need somebody to talk to. Had he not done that, that Mamacita doesn't exist.
No.
And they cut them both. Produce the fucking show.
Do what we want.
Oh, it enrages. It enrages. And, you know, I sit here and I think to myself, could I do a better job producing this? Yes. Yes. I'm ready.
The answer is always yes.
I'm ready for the call. Got my phone right here.
Next year's ace right here. You're looking at him.
I don't think I can compete.
Plant clues. Plant them in.
Listen,
just have him never go home the whole time.
I think it is my dream. I think it is my ultimate dream in life to be the producer on the other side of those microphones that you never fucking see in Love Island orchestrating shit. I think I could turn in the greatest season the show has ever fucking seen, bar none. I have full confidence in that. There are just so many pieces of the mechanics that are like obviously blatantly in need of drastic improvement. I know exactly how to fix them all. There are things that they can do to manipulate the cast in different ways that they're just not doing. I don't know if they don't see it or they're lazy or it's moving too fast for them. I don't know. Too many balls in the air, whatever the case. This show, I think, Love Island, as good as it is, could probably be about 40% better, I would say.
Dang.
Yeah. That's just from my own mind.
Clues. See if it's true.
Yeah. Give me a shot. I can't do any worse than you did with this fucking Casa Amor. Jesus Christ. Shots fired. Shots deserved. Also this week,
fired.
We had a fantastic creature, our parasocial creature of the week. Oh,
we haven't done our top play.
I'm so sorry. I skipped it. Please.
I know. You might, in any other week, that would have been the top play.
Yeah. I got so enraged.
Our number one social media post of the week goes to Jalen Brown. After shooting for just 4 days on Love Island USA and getting dumped in the Neon Door recoupling, he filmed his first TikTok landing home in Georgia, saying thank you to all of his fans and all of his haters. He reminds us of his never been out of the country PVC. This launched his TikTok account, previously not existing, into the stratosphere. It received 2.8 million likes, 41.2K comments, including multiple brands offering to fly him around the world, and 15.4 million views.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't have a TikTok account before this, and now he has 1.6 million TikTok followers, more than any other Islander. Astounding.
It's unbelievable. It's the power of a lot of things coalescing here. The show itself, obviously, his extreme 4TR bumpkin play style, and the fourth audience, us. We talk all the time on the show about the 4 audiences. Love Island only has 3 of them: second, third, and fourth. There is no first audience. That's in a show like Bachelor, where you're playing to one person, basically. The 4th audience, it has never been, I think, illustrated in the history of reality television more than it is right now, with the exception of like Kardashians and stuff. But it has never been illustrated more than this, that we are, at least for Jalen, the most important audience. We have given him a career immediately, overnight. He's now going to be making 15.4 million views. I mean, that's some money. Generally speaking, you're looking at about $1,000 per million views on a video. So if he's getting 15.4 million views. That video alone, if he was able to monetize before that video came out, which maybe he's not because it was like one of his first videos. So he might not even be able to monetize that video. But let's assume that he still is like, getting around 1 million views per video. You put out 2 of those a day. That's just off TikTok, let alone whatever the SpawnCon deals are that you're getting,
And the same video on Instagram.
Exactly. Well, Instagram, though, doesn't quite pay. Instagram views is not where it's at. TikTok views pays pretty well. I mean,
it's good for him because he has way more TikTok followers than Instagram.
Yeah.
This launch of Jalen invigorated me. It was like, as we have been following the pitiful gains of Bachelor Nation in the most recent seasons, to know that it's still possible for reality stars to get this kind of jump this fast it's exciting. It's like the sport
100%.
has been renewed.
I 100% agree. It never left. Like, I totally agree. It just, that fusion of social media and reality TV that we have long tracked, long spoken about, it did feel like it was kind of separating apart. Like the relationship between the two wasn't there anymore. The interest wasn't there to follow people on reality TV on social media anymore. This proves, and this whole season really, not just Jalen, it proves that is still the case. You just have to have a good product.
I think there's also an element of the Love Island app and voting that they basically get their viewers into this pattern of voting. And even when you're not voting on what can happen in the game, there's still polls on the thing. And this is an element of voting. Like, okay, I'm going to go follow this person.
100%.
It's a way of giving him a vote. And I encourage everyone, if you appreciate anyone's play style, follow them on social media.
For sure.
Let them know. Let them know you like their work.
Yeah, but don't send them mean messages.
And don't.
My God. Don't. I will say this. I've gotten... we never really get like too many mean messages on Garr.
We have.
Every once in a while. That's just part of doing business online. On my other podcast, Necessary Conversation, which is about politics with my parents.
I don't think we've gotten as many as that one.
Holy shit. I didn't know some of this shit was possible.
Oh, God.
It's wild. Because it's not just like a fuck you, you should die. Those are easy to like blow past. It's bricks of text. It's multiple, like every character again and again and again. Like you hit the character limit on like 5 posts that are like, why you're a piece of shit, why you should stop doing this, why you should die. No. It is insane.
I'm scared for you.
I don't mind it. It has no effect on me whatsoever psychologically.
That's good.
If anything, I kind of laugh at it. I kind of enjoy it.
I literally had to stop opening our DMs and we weren't even getting anything that bad.
Yeah. But
it would ruin my week. Just so you know, that's the type of thing it can do. You can ruin someone's week. And I've read comments that I'll never forget that are so mean about both of us. So
I forget all the mean ones, but the nice ones stick with me because I'm like, oh, this person likes what we're doing. Our podcast is somehow helping them in their own situation with their own family. I'm talking about Necessary Conversation or whatever. I just encourage anybody, if you are compelled to DM anyone that you see on reality television, make that DM nice and send it to a person you like.
Yeah.
Just don't even engage with the players you don't like for whatever reason you may not like them. Don't follow them. Don't DM them. Don't leave comments. Just don't engage with them. You'll be happier. Yeah. They'll be happier. Everything works out better that way.
It's like giving a negative like review. Unless you have like, I don't know, some like life-threatening situation happen at something. Why just don't review them? Why would you give a negative review? I don't understand.
You know what I've started doing? Speaking of negative reviews.
What?
When you order food from like Grubhub or Postmates or whatever, at least when I've done it, if you order some food that you don't like, you can't like erase that restaurant from your list. So then like 2 weeks later, when you're like, I want Indian food again, and you look it up and you order from the same place that like was so spicy, it almost killed you. And you're like, wait a minute, I just had this last week and I hated it. Why is it still in my app? I've created a document called Never Eat Here.
Oh my God.
where I write the name of the place and then a little paragraph review about why you shouldn't eat there.
And I think that is an okay way to deal with your negative feelings about people online as well. Just like in your diary, start a little list. Be like, I don't like Hada because she did this.
Yeah. Turn it into something fun. I try to make them funny as well, you know.
To yourself. Interesting.
Yeah, here. You want me to read you one?
No.
Let me read one. Come on. You'll like it. You'll like it. The document is called, again, Never Eat Here. Do you want to hear Hollywood Vegan or Soulmates?
This is the opposite of what we're saying. Now you're naming them publicly.
All right, fine. I won't do it. Our parasocial creature of the week this week is Pinot and or ramen. I don't know which one it is. We can't be sure which of Bristowe's pups got to pose next to his mom for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit shoot. So we're giving this week's parasocial creature of the week to both dogs for them to share with Kaitlyn Bristowe. Check out the photos on Bristowe's Instagram and in Sports Illustrated. A high honor for a dog. I don't know how many dogs have been in Sports Illustrated. Spuds McKenzie, maybe?
Only the sexiest dogs.
That's what they say. Now,
maybe Airbud.
You think Air Bud was in Sports Illustrated?
I don't know.
I hope so. Moving on to our final portion of the program where PaceCase and I descend deep into the bottom of the pit and from the murky waters issue forth our screams about how our fandom of reality television has forever changed who we are as entities. This is
Screams from the Pit.
What you got?
It might be a continued scream, but in my developing addiction to Love Island, I have been catching up on Love Island UK. Actually, pretty good season. There's a really strong insult run between two of the guys, in which one of them calls the other one a lanky lamppost C word. I laughed and laughed and laughed. But then it has also resulted in me catching up on that and diving into the deep waters of Love Island Spain. And
Mamacita.
This is a show you have to be looking at the screen the whole time because my Spanish is not that good. Although I do think it might be improving my Spanish.
I bet.
The production design is terrible. Their bathroom, their get ready bathroom is terrible.
Yeah.
But there is some raw talent and I will keep watching it. So here I am.
Nice. Is everybody on that show speaking Spanish?
Yes.
Okay.
There are a couple who can speak English. And there's like a couple Italian people, but everyone can speak Spanish.
I see. But they're still international, like all the other, like Love Island UK and USA is like that too, right?
It's mostly people from Spain.
Okay. Got it.
But yeah, one of the guys said that he was almost on Love Island UK. Jesus.
Okay. Interesting. Well, my scream also has to do with Love Island this week. I had cause to go to the dentist. I have to get a thing to wear on my teeth at night because supposedly I grind my teeth and I guess that's not good. Okay. So I'm in there getting fitted for this device and the dentist, unsolicited, says, "Are you watching Love Island?"
Oh my God.
This is a dude. I would guess he's probably in his 40s.
Have you ever talked to him about reality TV before?
No.
Oh my God.
Doesn't know that I just started going to this dentist. Like, I guess I got my teeth cleaned there maybe 6 months ago or something. That's the only other time I've been there.
That's
and
insane.
When they did that, they were like, you need this mouth guard thing. I have not spoken to this person. He doesn't know that I do a podcast about reality TV. Just asked casually. Did not appear to be the regular viewer demographic either.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm watching it. And he's like, oh my God, that Huda, she's wild, whatever. He's saying all this shit about it. Like he's watching every episode. And in my head, I was just like, fuck, this thing is so much bigger. Like, we know that it's exploding, all the parasocial engagement, all the shit. But like, when my like 40 whatever year old fucking dude dentist is bringing it up to me, it's at a different level. The saturation in terms of its like cultural dominance, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he watched any other reality shows like Bachelor or any of that shit. And he's like, no, I hate that shit.
Interesting.
I know, but he's glued to this.
Like Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if it's
Islander death.
I don't know if this is Pitt energy, like why he would look at me also and think like, this guy probably watches Love Island. I don't know.
He's trying to talk to anyone he can about it.
Exactly.
I find myself doing this.
Yes.
I was at the beach this weekend. Another scream. People were talking about basketball. I was like, God, I don't care. I'm so uninterested. And I was just started going around. I was like, are you watching Love Island?
Mm-hmm.
Please, someone talk to me.
Listen, I don't want to burst your bubble, but there's gonna come a day when we get a reality dating competition show that is pro athletes and influencers mixed. Bunch of NBA guys.
Basically have that.
Huh?
Chris, who's with Shelly, was in played professional basketball. Pepe?
No, they're playing in Europe. No offense. They're playing in Europe. I'm talking about I'm talking about fucking Funk and Sluss. I want to see a Funk and Sluss merger happen in a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
I want active NFL,
why
active
do you think
NBA,
they're not
active MLB.
doing it right now? Because they're getting paid too much money. Why would they?
They may be under some kind of contracts that you can't appear in other reality shows and shit without NBA consent, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at like Jesse Palmer did it in season 5 of Bachelor when he was on an active roster for the NFL and became the Bachelor. So I think there are like exceptions to be made. It also has to do with shooting schedule. Like if you're shooting a month and a half in the middle of the summer, well, if you're an NBA player, you can't do it. If you're a Major League Baseball player, you can't do it. You could have NFL players on Love Island. They're in their off season, but also you got to go to training camp at a certain point. So I think the schedule gets a little dicey, but you could do it. You could find a way.
They should get Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. That guy's got charisma.
There's a lot of good basketball players right now who have charisma. The Oklahoma City Thunder star, I think he just got the MVP of the whole
What's his name?
Season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. If you just type in SGA, you'll get it.
Looks like he's got a wife.
Yeah, I think he has a kid too. So
how?
And
this is a bad suggestion.
Next question.
This is a bad suggestion.
What about Ja Morant? I don't think he has a wife. He'd be great. What about Cooper Flagg?
Okay.
Check out Cooper Flagg. He's the number 1 draft pick.
I say Ja.
I love Ja Morant.
Cooper
Flagg. He just he was the I believe number 1 draft pick this week or next week, whenever they're doing it.
Oh, he's kind of a Bergie type.
Yeah. He's going to be a instantly dominant player in the NBA, many are predicting. Sorry to have this weird side conversation about the NBA.
Okay.
To let everyone know, we're not the only ones screaming here in the bottom of the pit. If you have a scream you want to submit to us, you just go to patreon.com/Game of Roses, fire off a 1 minute or shorter audio or video clip in a channel on our Discord called Submit Your Screams. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. This is who we got this week.
Hello, Clues, PaceCase, and the Pit. I've reached a level of the Pit I didn't think was possible. I spent about 34 hours without power starting on Sunday at around 4 a.m. By the time it had reached evening and my phone was at 5%, my partner suggested that I go sit in our driveway in the car, turn on the AC and charge my phone because we were also blocked in to our driveway by downed power lines. And as I'm charging my phone in the car, I realized it's 9 p.m. and I can watch the latest episode of Love Island live. So I sat in my car, I watched Love Island live and charged my phone. And it was a glorious hour of air conditioning and peace before I went to bed. Praise be Dark Lord Madix.
Okay. Interesting scream.
Wowie. I bet it took a lot longer to charge your phone. You're watching Love Island.
Yeah. Have you ever watched a whole episode of a reality show in your car on your phone? I never have.
Probably.
This may be a scream that even I have not screamed.
I'm like, the only app I really have on my phone would be Patreon. So I've probably watched our Patreon. And I did get a device that allows me to watch in the shower. You put your...
What? Are you talking about a TV? Is that what the device is called? The shower TV?
No. A little plastic thing that bolts to the wall, and you put your phone in it, and you can watch.
Holy shit.
And you can touch through it to like pause or whatever.
Now that I think that's a deeper scream than even the car. Because
that's a scream about showering. I don't like to shower, so I'm trying to make it better.
Wow. I mean, a shower takes 5 to 10 minutes. To me, the scream is like, I can't even go 5 to 10 minutes without my drug.
Okay. Some might see it that way.
That's how I view it. I also don't take showers. I also hate them. I bathe exclusively.
Do you watch anything during your baths?
Just what's in my mind.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry that your power was out. This sounds
it's terrible.
Like a nightmare.
But glad that you clawed out access to Love Island.
This is kind of inspiring me that I need to get some more streamers on my phone because I don't have them there.
I think I got them all there, but I rarely watch shit there. Sometimes I'll watch anime in bed on my phone. That's about it.
I mean, when you're in a pinch, like you got to take a shower. Nightmare.
Well, thank you very much for submitting this Love Island from the car scream. And thank you. I watched
Ginny and Georgia today.
In the shower?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Does it, when you put your phone in your shower device and you're in there taking a shower, watching reality TV, does it make you stay in the shower longer?
Probably.
Do you ever find yourself, do you have a chair in the shower? Do you sit down and watch it?
No.
Okay.
No chair.
That's next, probably.
I would love a chair.
You need like a waterproof recliner in there.
I tried everything. I put candles in there, put nice lighting just to make it. I just like can't bring myself to do it. I don't know.
To take a shower? To bathe?
Yeah.
Do you bathe? Do you take baths?
No.
So this is just to do any kind of water on body.
Yeah.
No water on body. Okay.
Yeah.
Hydrophobic.
So I'm sure some people can relate.
Some may. I'm the exact opposite. I could live in the fucking bathtub if society would allow this.
The shower phone TV holder it's a game changer though, if there is anyone out there like me.
I sometimes will take baths. Generally speaking, I'm taking them just to raise my core body temperature, which I need to do about like 3 to 5 times a day. But sometimes because you're
just too cold.
Yeah, always cold. After cancer treatment, I'm just like constantly cold now. Maybe it has something to do with veganism. I don't know. But I will also say this. Sometimes I stay in that tub until the water gets kind of lukewarm.
Yeah.
And then I just throw some more hot water in there and stay in it another 20 minutes.
Wow.
I just stay in there, live in there, thinking about shit, seeing shit, thinking, looking, hearing. Last night, I'll tell you what, this is some gateway shit. As we're going to end this podcast, I'll tell you some gateway shit. I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere. There is a lot of like, at least shit that I've read, videos I've watched, whatever. People talk about information coming to you from whatever you want to call it, the higher dimension, the astral plane, whatever, these downloads. And a lot of people talk about the different ways that they receive them. Some people, it's like purely visual. Some people, it'll be like they wake up with a song in their head. And some people talk about hearing literal like voices telling you shit. I've never had that until last night. Literally crystal clear. a voice talking to me that was not my own voice, some other kind of male sounding voice saying shit to me last night as I was like,
what?
Just going in and out of sleep. It was, I mean, maybe it'll make sense to me at some point, but it was basically just saying like, the phrase, God, what was the phrase that kept repeating? Because it was like, it was hard to make it out also because you're like in a half dream state, or at least I was at this point, but I could hear it and I was like, oh fuck, it's happening. That was like the overwhelming kind of reaction I had to it. But it was almost like hearing like a voice in an airport or something, airport terminal. It was like not talking to me. It was just saying shit that like had no real meaning to me, I guess. But I could hear the voice. That's all I'm saying.
Wild.
I loved it. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for your journey. Ask it about the future of The Bachelor. And report
Bachelor's
back.
never come up. Sorry to say. On my astral journeys, it is devoid of any reality TV.
Just ask.
Okay, I'll see.
I had a dream last night that we were trying to rename Game of Roses. So,
what'd you come up with?
Game of Reality. Game. I don't know.
Vial folders.
That's the only one I can remember. But I'm sure I had other good ideas. But I think ultimately I was like, we don't need to change it.
Yeah, Game of Roses works for everything.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone tunes into our patreon.com/Game of Roses and comes on this beautiful Love Island journey with us.
Me too.
Praise be, Dark Lords Palmer, Madix, Cumming, Lachey. Did I miss anyone?
Shea Gilgis Alexander.
Gilgis Alexander.
Dark Lords Lachey Gilgis Alexander.
Stallion.
Who's that? Oh, Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee.
Okay. So, I thought you were coining some weird new nickname for Dark Lord Palmer.
She's not a
the
Dark
Stallion. All right, we're leaving now.
Bye.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.